Today's project uses some of the product from the Ornate Garden suite. I have chosen to use this in this paper and the gilded dots and the Many Mates stamp set in my online card class, which is called Blow Out the Candles. There's a link in below that you can click on to get the details for that. We'd love to have you join us. For today's card, I am using some of this flowered paper, and I'm using the You're So Fabulous from the stamp set. And here's the card we're going to make. So cute. I'm using some of that ribbon, which I absolutely love. There are the measurements for today's card, but like I said, it's also on my blog if you need to look at it. So, first thing we need to do is we need our card base, which is Whisper White, and it's 5.5 by 8.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. All right, so I'm going to fold it. It's ready to go. I have a piece of the Designer Series paper that's 2 by 4, and I chose to back this in Mossy Meadow because it matches that leaf right there. So I'm going to add this to the back to this Designer Series paper, and then I'll add it to my Mossy Meadow cardstock. And I've given myself just a teeny tiny border all the way around. This is going to, I think, ran out of glue. Try another one. There we go. That one goes on like so. And then this is going to go on the card, and make sure your paper's going the right way. And you want it centered top to bottom and leave probably about 3/8 of an inch on the right hand side. And that one goes there. The next thing you need is some bumblebee paper and your daisy punch. That's the medium daisy punch. And I took and I punched those out. And then to give it some texture, I ran it through the subtle embossing folder. I'm going to take my glue dots. Oops, before I do that, I'm going to curl my petals. You have to be very careful when you do this. You don't want to pull too hard or you'll pull your petal off. So you'll be, he loves me not to your daisy, whether you want to or not. So I curl 2 down, and I curl the other one up. I use 3 punches. Some people only use 2. I like a nice full daisy. All right, so what I'm going to take and do is I'm going to put a glue dot on the back of one of the ones that goes down. Take it off very carefully. And then I'm going to add it to my other one that goes down. All right, and you've got a little bit of space, and so you take this one that you've curled up. Oh, see, I didn't get it off. This is what happens, and you can't reuse that because it won't stick. So when you pull it off, I have to figure out which way to pull it because one way pulls better than the other. And then you want to take that one and you want to put it in and fill in the spaces that you left over. You're going to take your 1/2 inch circle punch and some early espresso cardstock, and you're going to, see that kind of came off. Pulling it the other way, you just have to figure out which way to pull it. You're going to add the center to your daisy. The next thing you need is some dimensionals, and you're going to take and add a dimensional to the back. All right, you're going to take your pokey tool And you're gonna take the backs off and then stick that on your card. Taking your scrap of Whisper White, which I forgot to list here, and your terracotta tile ink, I'm going to move that out the way just a minute, and your sentiment. I am going to take and stamp that using the Label Me Fancy, which is also from the class. You're going to take and punch this out, and I'm going to punch it so that the sentiment is close to the right side, because then I have space to add my bow. And I need some dimensionals for the back of that. So I'm going to add one in each corner, like so, and then one in the middle, so when it goes through the mail, it doesn't get crushed. If it's not supported in the middle, the machine will flatten it. All right, and I use my pokey tool to take off the backs. And I'm going to put this on here, and you make sure when you put it on there, you put your sentiment upright. I've attached it upside down. Now, take your terracotta tile ribbon, and this ribbon is fabulous. I love this ribbon. It is so soft and ties so easily. We're going to tie a tiny bow, because I wanted a tiny bow on there. All right, then use your ribbon scissors. Now remember, you got to have ribbon scissors separate from any other scissors. It'll dull your blades if you cut ribbon, fabric, things like that with the same scissors that you cut paper. Check your bow out, see which side you like better. Add a glue dot to the back. Pinch it so the whole thing comes off and you don't mess up your bow. And add it to your card. And there you go. If you're new to my channel, subscribe using the button below. Have a great day.